A very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. We thank you so much for following and welcome to our second edition of News Tonight. My name is Micheal. Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni joins us for sign language interpretation. In our first story this evening, Prime Minister Robin Nabbanja has mourned the passing of an ardent NRM supporter, the late Hajat Sarah Nantambi, mother to the Kalungu District NRM chairperson Haji Chiganda Sonko. In her message at Bugonzi village in Kalungu District, Nabbanja said that the NRM government has made several interventions aimed at socio-economic transformation within the country.
Then you the people of Kalungu and Ugandans in general to embrace government programs aimed at fighting household poverty. Nabbanja says that when a person supports NRM, benefits a lot, and asks all the people to continue supporting the mighty party.
Njagala RDC ebyokusaaga mubirekera. Esente z'abantu bazibawe. Twabawa milioni 10 omwaka ogwawedde, tugenda bongera milioni 10 omwaka guno. Ataano gatutse dda ku account. Mama waffe gyagenze fena gye tukola ki era njagala okusaba famire eno Sebo Haji beera mugumu NRM weeri tetusobola kukuyiwa.
The Supreme Mufti of Uganda, His Eminence Sheikh Muhammad Galabuzi, asked the public to desist from hatred.
Amwe motoka nawuli amalowooza agatali malungi wena agandi abajimuwadde ajja kubeera awo oyayogera bulungi ndosolaba abantu banne temukosa bannammwe olw'ebirungi bye bakoze eki bafunye.
The NRM Secretary General, Right Honorable Richard Todong, also joined the people of Kalungu to mourn the passing away of a pillar in the party. In his message delivered by the Director, Finance and Administration, Hajat Madina Naham offered her heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family.
On behalf of the NRM party and on my own behalf, we offer our heartfelt condolences and stand with the entire family at this time and share in grief as we mourn our mama.
Vincent Sempija, the Minister for Defence and Veteran Affairs, joined mourners at the burial and described the death as a tragedy.
Twawulidde ennaku nnyingi okuwulira nga muli maziga. Nategedde ku makya nnyo era kitalo nnyo.
Haji Twaha Chiganda Sonko, the elder son to late Nantambi, described his late mother as a person who had love for the people. Chiganda broke down when he asked whoever was demanding any money from his mother to come out publicly so that such a debt can be cleared.
Wabayo omuntu yenna ng'abadde abanja mama wange sente kwegayiridde tundava wano ojja jagala.
Late Hajat Sarah Nantambi died at the age of 63 and survived by a widower, children and grandchildren.
Nominations for candidates in Dokolo district by-elections have kicked off this Monday. The first day had 6 candidates nominated on various political party tickets, including that of NRM, FDC, UPC, NOP, and 2 independent candidates. According to the returning officer Dokolo, Ngobi Erikwaine, the nominations will close tomorrow, Tuesday, 12th March, and 7 aspirants are the total number that picked nomination forms.
It was a busy day in Dokolo district as candidates to replace the former woman MP who died, Cecilia Ogwal, get nominated for the by-elections. The NRM candidate Janet Adongo Elau was the first to be nominated at 10 a.m. and the candidate says she is ready to face the race to represent Dokolo women.
This is a journey that we have started today with a lot of happiness What I know that when I'm elected to the parliament to represent the people of Dokolo, I would like to continue with what some of the activities that the Mama was doing. One of it was we were following up about the district hospital.
The NRM candidate was escorted by the Director Mobilization, Rosemary Seninde, who pledged support from the party.
If the right candidate will be able to fit in the shoes of the late Member of Parliament, but in addition, they will not regret. Because the people of Uganda must remember, and particularly the people of Dokolo, that everything that is decided in Parliament first starts in the NRM caucus. And if somebody is not sitting in the NRM caucus, may not add a lot of value to the people of Dokolo. So
the second candidate to be nominated was an independent Akulo Esther Obot, who was nominated at about 2 p.m. after her supporters had no national identity cards.
As you can see, there's been a lot of anxiety. We came in very early, but it was just a small glitch because of some technicalities between the institutions, but that has been resolved very well, and I want to thank the Electoral Commission Office.
The third candidate to be nominated was the FDC candidate and daughter to late Cecilia Gwal, who seemed ready with her late mother's legacy.
Consultations have been positive, and I have therefore been duly nominated.
FDC candidate was nominated in the presence of the party president, Patrick Amuriat Oboy.
We present to the people of Dokolo a formidable candidate, somebody who is tested.
UPC candidate Sarah Nyangori was the fourth to be nominated.
It's contested, and we're ready to carry our flag across Dokolo and wait to hear on the 21st that UPC has succeeded.
As Dokolo, I've been moving in Dokolo. I've been picking the problems of the people.
National Unity Platform candidate Harriet Ageno Roth was the fifth to be nominated at 3:30 p.m. in the presence of her acting president, Lina Zedgar, and says she stands for the women of Dokolo.
Take this mantle. I've always said that I am a servant leader. I have come to serve the people of Dokolo. Yes.
Dr. Sarah Lalama was the last candidate to be nominated on the day one of nominations at about 4 p.m. as an independent candidate. Campaigns starts on Thursday, March 14th. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Dokolo.
The Joint Anti-Terrorism Task Force, that's JAT, in coordination with the Territorial Police in Buyende District, have apprehended Ndalike Hassan, a UPDF deserter, for aiding ADF rebel activities within the region. Ndalike is suspected to have been mobilizing and recruiting youngsters into ADF camps and sneaking them into Congo.
The Joint Anti-Terrorism Task Force, together with the Territorial Police in Buyende, arrested Ndalike Hassan, the UPDF deserter, upon suspicion for recruiting and trafficking young children into ADF camps in Congo for the past 8 years.
Now, this Ndalike Hassan is alleged to have sneaked into the country around February 2024 and had threatened to attack concert goers and revelers at a music show in Ikanda sub-county that is in Buyende district. The suspect was, of course, arrested.
In enhanced operations against terror activities, security in Serere and Kampala Metropolitan arrested 3 suspects over possession of UPDF stores. These are accused of using these areas to commit crimes, especially on major highways.
In Chira Central Division, that is where police at CPS Jinja also arrested 3 suspects, namely Mugarura Amos, Balayo Derek, and Banjira Emmanuel, for being in possession of military uniforms with the rank of lieutenant. These ones were found in possession of these uniforms while driving and was actually arrested and charged for being in possession of UPDF uniforms.
In Kabongo district, joint security agencies have embarked on investigating the circumstances under which the National Anti-Platform mobilizer Lochoto Ambrose was shot dead. This was during an operation against Karamajongo armed warriors.
Targeting armed suspected warriors who had raided cattle from Kakamar sub-county. Intelligence of a raid, our joint security forces started laying ambushes and other teams were aggressively pursuing. Now it was during that aggressive pursuit, coupled with the ambushes that were laid, that Lochoto Ambrose allegedly entered into the laid ambush of our joint forces at around midnight, and he was shot and fatally wounded.
Meanwhile, upon receiving complaints from the public of extortion of money to access CCTV footage, police management has issued guidelines and circumstances under which a person can access this footage.
The CCTV footages in criminal cases are free of charge and are not supposed to be paid for.
When I reached that the police and I reported the case, they wrote it, and on inquiring from them if we could visit the cameras so that we could trace those thugs, they asked me 400.
And all requests for the release of data information in CCTV must be channeled through the OCCID, the divisional CID, the district CID, the regional CID officer.
Some police officers have put a price for someone to access the CCTV footage during investigations. This has deprived victims of justice due to limited substantial evidence. Abdul Nasile Lubama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
The Director of Communications and Public Affairs at Parliament, Chris Obore, has hit at the opposition wing over allegations to do with corruption. Obore says that Parliament cannot respond to mere hearsay. Meanwhile, the Leader of Opposition in Parliament, Joel Senyonyi, wants the Speaker of Parliament to respond to what he says is results of the ongoing social media exhibition which faults Parliament on corruption. According to Senyonyi, there is illicit money being spent by Parliament without formal roots, including allegations that some members of Parliament last week received 100 million shillings each. The Leader of Opposition also questions why he has never been involved in the sittings of the Parliamentary Commission. However, Chris Obore says that the Commission sits quarterly and has since August last year never held any sitting.
We are seeing plenty of money being put on the accounts of staff members. Some work in the office of the Speaker, others different offices, as you have been seeing. It's important that there gets to be an explanation about this money. It's a lot of money. What exactly did it do? How come it's being transmitted through accounts of staff members?
All the money appropriated through the Parliamentary Commission is paid through the accounts of members of Parliament. Parliament does not operate a cash payment system. Parliament exercises its mandate through payments using the IFMIS, a bank. Any money members get outside what the clerk authorizes is not a payment from Parliament.
We have been watching, by the way, and we were deliberate about first being silent so that we see all that unfolds, so that we are able to capture everything that the people of Uganda are saying, and then we get to speak out after we have captured all of these things. So the allegations range from things like travel per diem. We have been seeing figures flying around on social media and elsewhere where the Speaker flies to different countries, and the per diem is not quite explainable, as we have seen. We have lost staff whose contracts run out at the end of January. I did engage the leadership to say these people have been working here 2.5 years, doing good work. Let's renew their contracts. Normally the procedure has always been the new leader nominates a new team. But I said I have no problem with those who have been there. Let's renew their contracts. The Speaker of Parliament, together with the clerk, told me that there's no money, that the wage bill ceiling had been hit, so contracts cannot be renewed. But as that's happening to the office of the leader of the opposition,
Leader of the opposition, Joel Senyonyi. NRM sub-county, parish and village chairpersons along with their committees in Kanungu have been urged to scrutinize members who intend to join the party as the NRM backs on updating and validating their party register. The exercise scheduled to start the 13th to the 17th will involve members providing their national identification numbers, that's NIN, or voter location slip for membership eligibility. There is optimism that NRM membership enrollment shall increase due to enhanced service delivery in Kanungu. Minister for ICT, Chris Bariomo, stated that mobilization shall be enhanced to encourage more NRM members to participate in the elections.
Kanungu district election officers and registrars have undergone a sensitization exercise regarding their role in feeding in data for NRM members in the party's register. They were provided with guiding manuals and registers to ensure the proper execution of the exercise by members of the Secretariat and the Vice Chairperson of the NRM Western Region, Dr. Chris Bariomunsi.
The reason of giving these training manuals to the sub-county registrars is also to give to those people at the village, like not at the village, the parish levels, who are the village registrars, who are the parish registrars, also to pass through, to know which will happen exactly during the register update and registration.
There shall be thorough scrutinizing of members through the village committees of the NRM into the party to avoid compromise.
Some members of the villages, they know who is an NRM member and who is not. So once he's coming from outside and he wants just to disturb or to disorganize that exercise, he will be identified immediately.
There is an expectation that the number of members will rise from the current count of 11,000 out of 250,000 voters in the district.
Like here in Kanungu, NRM has done a lot of things concerning with the district developments, roads constructions, infrastructure, school. That's where we have got schools, hospitals, and some other projects which government has really tried to uplift or to develop. So I think people now are interested to join our party.
It was observed that security provision during the exercise is crucial for its smooth success.
Just like how any other activities that are conducted always giving security attention, is the same we're going to do to this. But mainly, since they're going to be dealing with the local people at village level, we are going to enhance our presence on ground to ensure that there's nothing disruptive.
As to whether the NRM register reflects the actual numbers that vote during the elections, Dr. Chris Bariomunsi had this to say.
The old register which we have now that was prepared in 2015 indicates we have 11.4 plus million supporters or members of NRM. But curiously, when we go to the polls, President Yoweri Museveni has been getting like 6 million, 7 million votes in favor of him. And then you wonder, where has the difference gone? Maybe there are people who register as NRM when at heart they are not, or maybe many NRM members don't turn up to vote, or they change in between. We shall have to understand the reason. So it's a matter which we are studying, and that's why we have come up with the exercise early to do the registration and update, and also for those who want to cross from other political parties, the opposition political parties, or those who have been independent, we'll have to go through a vetting process at village level.
Members are urged to visit their respective villages, provide personal details for registration, and subsequently collect their membership cards. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Kanungu District.
The General Secretary, Uganda Joint Christian Council, Father Mbonabinji Constantine, has challenged the young generation to take lead in restoring the environment and avert the effects of climate change. He was sorry for the old generation, which has no time left to revert the effects of climate change.
Workers for environment have crossed Katonga Bridge. Kayabwe Town Council leaders, led by Bishop Mbonabinji Constantine, the General Secretary, Uganda Joint Christian Council, welcomed the team. Several speakers lauded members of the Workers' Association of Uganda and the Ministry of Water and Environment for creating awareness on climate change.
So it is my prayer that maybe a church or the clergy should come up with a prayer that talks about environment, climate change, and conservation. I will pray for the daily bread. We can every day pray that God helps us and gives us strength to conserve the environment.
Some of you who have ever gone to the airport, there is what we call, there are two lounges. There is the departure lounge and the arrival lounge. Some of us are in the departure lounge together. Akanyonyi karudewo kututwala wakatonda karudewo naye tukolaki tugenda. But when I see the youth who are in the arrival lounge, also not being taught to protect the environment, I really feel bad. I really feel bad. So please, the youth, some of you are still young. For me, I don't think I have even 30 years before. The owner of the plane has really delayed a bit. I will be there. But some of you are still having 50 years. And you know what's happening. We are not governing ourselves, but for you to be worse. You will be sleeping outside. Please protect the what? Protect the land.
Meya kukwasa kabaka njagala ono ate akule bulungi tujja kubanga tukirambula n'omuvule weeguli
Gino ndina kirabira bulungi bakulembeze bannaffe wamu ne batekiniko okulaba ng'emiti gino ate ko mujja okujja ekinyusi ate okwongera emiti emigi emirala.
Later, the Mayor Kayabwe Town Council, Zed Kasozi, flagged off the workers to continue with their journey. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
The 3rd Division Commander of the UPDF, Major General Don Williams Nabasa, has urged the Karimojong, the Pokot and Sabine leaders to find possible solutions that create everlasting peace in the corridor. He was officiating at the security meeting where a number of resolutions and strategies were agreed on and signed by senior leaders like the Deputy of Kenya, Robert Komole, State Minister for Minerals, Peter Lokeris, Karamoja Parliamentary Group Chairperson, Remigio Achia, Evelyn Chemtai for Sebei Parliamentary Caucus, among others.
Sabines from Boko and Queen, Karamejong Pian from Nabilatuk and Nakapiriprit have been accusing the Pokot from Uganda and Kenya on cattle theft, killings which led to the denial of Pokots to graze from those districts. The conflict widened and the Sabines were chased from Amdat district, although there was reconciliation. Sebei districts and Nabilatuk allowed Pokots to graze, but Nakapiriprit district denied Pokot grazing rights in their district. Top security leaders of UPDF and police in Karamoja, Karamoja Parliamentary Group, Sebei Parliamentary Caucus, Sabines, Pian from Nakapiriprit and Nabilatuk, Pokots from Amdat and West Pokot of Kenya gathered in Moroto to discuss peace strategies in the corridor.
And the guilty Pokot, so, can you